CRT into the school system for children as young as 4 years old.
Your claim that the money goes to radical left-wing programs was wrong. What changed your mind? $5 billion in education funds that had been withheld from public schools.
I have a few clips from a Face the Nation interview with Trump's budget director and Project 2025 author, Russ Voight, as he tries to defend Trump's economic turmoil from his MAGA policies and how it's largely failed Americans. So if you can, leave us a like on the video. It lets us know you enjoy the content. It gives us a boost in the algorithm. And let's get right to the panel with our fact checks ready.
Chairman Powell, he was very late in the Biden administration to raise rates, to articulate the concern with regard to the Biden administration spending. We all knew on the outside, even Larry Summers knew that we were going to have an issue with regard to inflation. And we saw, recent historical inflationary levels that we hadn't seen before. And now he is too late to lower inflation rates. And so that is the kind of thing that we want to see in the next chairman of the Federal Reserve. And one of the reasons why is
more of a focus on inflation?
Yeah, no MAGA wants a Fed chair who would raise rates under Democrats and lower them under Republicans. Tell us that 2 + 2 = 4 like it's some divine revelation next. The problem is that Republicans are terrible on the economy, and Trump's tariffs so far have us below GDP projections for this time of the year, and in a place where rate cuts are now out of the picture, where it was all but guaranteed when Biden left office. It can't be understated how massive an economic fail this is. This is a massive macroeconomic fail. It's huge. Like you can't just gloss over this or pretend that Trump didn't do it. Also, what does he mean by they knew inflation was coming because of Biden's spending? Both Trump and the Fed outspent Biden in COVID relief. Trump by over $1 trillion, the Fed by over double, where inflation then happened globally and Biden steered us out of it faster than any other country. There is literally no line you can draw from anything Biden did to being causal of inflation. It started to spike before he even took office, and his policies directly led to it lowering. It's silly to say this.
The White House said they will actually release the remaining $5 billion in education funds that had been withheld from public schools until recently. There were 10 Republican senators very worried about this and came out and said, your claim that the money goes to radical left-wing programs was wrong. What changed your mind? What made you release this money?
Well, we had been going through a programmatic review with these funds. These are programs that, as an administration, we don't support. We've called for the elimination of them in the president's budget for precisely the reasons of which they flow to often left-wing organizations. Thankfully, the president came into office, put an executive order that said these funds can't go to these types of initiatives. I'll just give you one example. English language acquisition was flowing to the New York School public education system to go into illegal immigration advocacy organizations.
Not only has no evidence of this been put forward, where it's important to again stress people talking about specific instances of specific things should give specifics. If you can't give specifics and you're being vague like this, you're almost always lying. It's obviously just false on its face. Grants aren't given willy-nilly for free use and then left and like, oh, years later we'll find out. It all relies on you buying into the conspiracy that Democrats bad and evil and like trying to funnel all money to immigrants and DEI. Like, it's so dumb, right? They are done so. Grants are given through formulas. Plans from the states are submitted. They're audited by the state and the federal government and administered with state oversight. If it's with federal funds, there's federal oversight. It's matched with annual evaluations. Every dollar is traceable. What he's alluding to here, I should say, is nonprofit advocacy groups in New York that gets either tax privileges or they get money from the state. And he's trying to make the conspiracy that, oh, they're using ELL funds there. It's the same thing they do at Planned Parenthood, where Planned Parenthood gets federal funds but doesn't use them for abortions, but they're like, it has to happen. But of course, they have no evidence for this, like with everything else they claim, because conspiracy is what has rotted these people's brain. And he knows his base will eat it up, and it'll make the whole defunding public education thing a lot easier to sell than the reality of what he's trying to do, which is cancel funding for low-income students, the mentally disabled, and college grants.
Preschool development grants doesn't actually go to preschoolers. It goes to the curriculum for putting CRT into the school system for children as young as 4 years old.
Well, the senator said it goes to adult learners working to gain employment skills and after-school programs.
And
so you deemed it is necessary.
We believe that it's important to get the money out right now, but we have taken an extended time frame to be able to make sure it doesn't go to the types of things that we saw under the Biden administration.
Because, Senator Lindsey Graham told the Washington Post the administration is looking at considering clawbacks from the Department of Education, this, rescissions process. Is that the plan? Are you seeking to claw back education funds in a rescissions package? And if so, when are you sending that up?
We're always looking at potential rescission options. This is a set of funding that we wanted to make sure it got out. We did our programmatic review. We wanted to make sure it got out before the school year, even though it's multi-year funding.
I can't believe they're really trying to bring the CRT thing back. CRT, for anyone who doesn't know, is a graduate level college course. Not even undergrads would take it traditionally. We're talking like PhDs here. And even then, it's only seen in like law school, sociology, very specific degree pathways. The idea that they're teaching this to 4-year-olds in a preschool is so hilariously stupid to anyone who's ever picked up and read a CRT textbook that has any idea about what CRT is. That is exactly how I know that nobody in MAGA knows what the it is, because all of them believe this nonsense. It's literally that simple. Also, it's simple in terms of what their goal is here and why they're doing it and why he has to try to cover it up with DEI and CRT and any buzzword he feels like will work. Public funding stands in the way of privatization. You'll find with most bad MAGA policies, most of the culture war stuff they're trying to sell, it's dangling in front of you to distract you from behind the scenes, removing where public funding, public services, I don't know why I'm blocking my face when I do that. I'm the public, no. But public services are blocking privatization. So they don't care how many low-income families or those with mental disabilities that are affected by this. They're going to do it in the name of profit because that's what their donors want. I just hope that our education system can rebound from this, because everywhere MAGA has done it on the state level has seen horrendous effects. In Indiana, for instance, school choice has led to more academic drop-off than we saw after the layoff from COVID. Remember when MAGA told us we can't close our schools because it will cause irreparable damage to our kids' learning? Well, okay, school choice does that too. The data is clear, but they all support that. It's almost like they just support privatization, and it's almost like everything they support is about privatization, like wanting to get kids back to school so they can make more money and open the economy. Again, there's a plethora of reasons I've laid out multiple times, but again, the point is MAGA only cares about profit.